Good day, my dear students. You are welcome to Danilla Academy. As you have seen on the board, that today's lesson is on formal letters. General introduction. What is a formal letter, or what are formal letters? A formal letter is a type of letter, just as we have semi-formal and informal. The formal letter is a type of written communication. When you write a letter, the purpose is to communicate, just as other forms of communication. You can talk to somebody face to face. You can make a phone call. It is a form of communication. A formal letter is also a business and official letter because it is business and it is official. As a result, formal letters are written for official purposes to authorities and dignitaries. The formal letter has a specific structure and tone, unlike informal letter and semi-formal letter. Every type of letter has its own structure and tone, and as a student preparing to write a formal letter, you must learn the structure and the tone, and that is why you are attending this lesson, so that you can be able to write the acceptable formal letter appropriately and earn good marks. For WAEC and NECO, you are expected to write a formal letter in a formal way, and the essence of teaching you formal letter is not just to pass WAEC or NECO. It is also to prepare you for a formal life after formal education. As far as education is concerned, you will, at the end of your schooling or education, you will end up becoming a great person by the grace of God, and whatever position you occupy, you will always need to write a formal letter at one point or the other. And so you are not just learning formal letter today for passing exam, you are also learning for life. And let's look at the focus of formal letters. What is the focus of formal letter? As far as SSCE English Paper 1, Section A is concerned, you are usually asked to express your view on a particular social or societal issue or problem that affects your environment or your location. Another focus is that you may be asked to write to your principal or your school principal on a particular issue or issues bothering some students or the entire school. And let me warn those of you that in your own school, the head of the school is not called the principal, maybe administrator or director. If the question says write to your principal, even though in your school the overall leader is the administrator or the director, you are supposed to write to the principal. Write to the principal and not to the director or to the administrator. So please take note of that, so that you will not write outside the question. Another focus is that you may be asked to write to the Inspector General of Police or the Commissioner of Police or any minister or commissioner in Nigeria. I want you to know that ministers are different from commissioners. Ministers operate at the federal level, and the office is always located in Abuja, while the commissioners operate at the state level, and the office is always at the state capital of that particular state. Another focus of a formal letter is that you may be asked to write to the editor or the editor-in-chief of a particular newspaper, addressing the problems faced by various groups of people in the country. I want you to know that this kind of letter to the editor or the editor-in-chief is like writing an article, only that you must include your address and the address of the receiver. And in this letter, you will write to show that you understand some problems in the society and you want the editor-in-chief to publish it. But then when you write an article, the article is not addressed to anybody, but when you write a formal letter to the editor-in-chief, the letter goes straight to the editor-in-chief of the newspaper you have chosen to write to. Another things about the formal letter is the features or the structure of a formal letter. Formal letter has a peculiar feature, just as you have learned at the beginning, that the structure and the tone of the formal letter is different from those of formal and those of semi-formal and informal. The first thing about the formal letter is the writer's address and date. I believe you have a particular school address. You are supposed to use your school address as far as you're a student and you're writing for examination purposes. And immediately after the address, write the dates below it in an appropriate and acceptable way. The second thing is the receiver's address. The receiver's address. What we call the receiver address is not actually an address, but then, because it contains in most cases three things: the title or the designation of the receiver, the name of the organization where the receiver is working, and the place or the location of the organization. We are going to look at an example when we come to how to write the receiver's address. Another thing about the feature, or another feature, is the salutation. The salutation of a formal letter. It is usually either dear sir or dear madam. Dear sir or dear madam. Don't write dear ma. The word ma is informal language. Madam is formal. Take note of that. Another feature is a relevant title or subject immediately after the salutation, and I want to plead with you to write the title in capital letters. Another feature is introduction or the introductory paragraph. This is where you state the purpose of the letter, and you can also introduce yourself to form your introduction for a formal letter. In formal letter, you are not supposed to greet at all. You are not even supposed to say good day, sir. Don't greet at all. Just introduce yourself, maybe your name, your school, your class, and state the purpose of the letter. That is enough to form your introductory paragraph. And the next feature of a formal letter is the body of the letter, and the body should be written in a reasonable number of paragraphs. While the introduction is just a paragraph, the body should not be a paragraph, should be at least 3 or more paragraphs. This is where you express yourself and answer the given question. Always try as much as possible to outline before you write, so that you will know what to include in each of the paragraphs. Always know what to write before writing, so that as you continue to write, you will not run dry. Another thing is a suitable conclusion. After you have finished with the body, you have answered the question appropriately, then you need to conclude the letter, and that also takes a paragraph. Then The next thing is complimentary clause, which is usually yours faithfully. Anywhere in the world, either Nigeria, UK, US, Canada, anywhere, the complementary clause of the formal letter is always yours faithfully. Then you put your signature, the writer's signature, you sign immediately after yours faithfully, and you write your full name. 2 names is enough. Your surname plus first name. Look at the example here. Yours faithfully signature, then Adeyemi Daniel. You can put your own name there. Now I want to look at format of a receiver's address. If you are writing to the principal, the question asks you to write to the principal. You write the principal. Always begin with the definite article the principal. Then there are many principals in the world. The principal of which school? Danilla Academy. In your own case, you write the name of your school. And where is the location? Abuja. Wherever your location is, put the name there. Then write dear sir, salutation. I put this dear sir here to show you that you are not supposed to skip any line after the receiver's address before you put the salutation. If you are writing to the chairman, write the chairman, and then the chairman of what or of where. In this case, Parents Teachers Association. Parents Teachers Association is always found in a particular school. Put the name of the school there, Danilla Academy. And where is the location? Abuja. Then you write the salutation, dear sir. If you're writing to the minister or the commissioner, there are many ministers, so you start with the title, the minister. Which ministers now? If you're writing to the Minister of Education, you write the minister followed by Federal Ministry of Education, because ministers are heads of ministries. Then you write the location. The offices of ministers are always in Abuja. You write Abuja. Then you write the salutation. If you are writing to the Minister of Agriculture, write the Minister, Federal Ministry of Agriculture, Abuja, dear sir. If you're writing to the Commissioner of Education, write the Commissioner, State Ministry of Education, then you put the state capital there. Let's say Lafia, then dear sir. If you're writing to the Commissioner of Agriculture, write the Commissioner. The next line, State Ministry of Agriculture, then the state capital, let's say Kaduna, then you write the salutation. You can also write to the Inspector General of Police. So write the Inspector General of Police, followed by Nigerian Police Force and National Headquarters, Abuja. Then write there, sir. If you're writing to the Commissioner of Police, the Commissioner, Nigerian Police Force, State Headquarters, let's say Ikeja. You can put your own state capital there. Then you write the salutation, dear sir. You can also write to the editor-in-chief. Write the editor-in-chief of which publication, Punch newspaper. The state, the headquarters, you write Lagos, and you put the salutation there. You can write it to the editor-in-chief. Write the editor-in-chief, Premium Times newspaper, the headquarters office, Abuja. Then you write the salutation. In conclusion, always note this. Always understand the question before you answer it. Very, very important. Always avoid informalities or familiarities in formal letters. Informalities like the use of short forms, the use of slangs or unacceptable idioms or proverbs, and the use of familiar tones or greetings or exchange of pleasantries. all those are not accepted in formal letters. Keep your language simple and clear. Don't try to impress anybody. Don't try to impress your examiner. Let your language be simple and clear. Write with good handwriting, punctuate appropriately, and avoid ambiguity. Give equal attention to different parts of the question. Sometimes the question in formal letter or other types of letter usually have 2 or 3 wings. If you are writing to inform and to request, make sure that your write-up, your letter covers informing and requesting. It is by doing that that you'll be able to earn a good mark. But if you only write to cover one part, you will not earn good marks because you have not answered the question appropriately. Then plan what to write before writing. As I've told you before, plan what to write before writing so that you can write appropriately, and try to proofread before submission. Try to proofread before submission so that you can eliminate common errors like grammatical errors, punctuation errors, and spelling errors. If you remove the errors before submission, you will not be penalized. But if you leave the errors there for the examiner to discover, you will be penalized. So try to always proofread before submitting your letter or any write-up at all as far as academic is concerned, so that you will not lose marks. I hope with this you'll be able to write appropriate and a winning formal letter in your forthcoming examination. I wish you best of luck. God be with you. Do have a wonderful day.